Hari Om Tatsat. Hari Om Tatsat. Hari Om Tatsat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Shuddho Buddho Vimukta Shruti Shikhara Giram Mukhyatat Parya Bhumi Yasmat Jatam Samastam Jagadidam Amrtat Vyapya Sarvam Sthido Yaha Yasyam Sham Shabatarei Suranaravanajairakshidam sarvametat tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatam amalam krishnameva prabhadye tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatam amalam krishnameva prabhadye Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhakaha. Hari 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 Om Tatsat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. We shall have the joint recitation of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara 3 times as usual. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close the eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. At the time of recitation, you must deliberately think that our joint recitation should permeate the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all the creatures thriving upon the earth. Are not your hearts and the mind expanding by thinking like this? I am wondering. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. Oh, We shall recite the second chapter sloka where Arjuna makes his submission. My throat seems to be denying me. Karpanya dosho bhata swabhavaha.
Karpanya dosho bhata swabhavaha.
Pritchami tvam.
Pritchami tvam.
Dharma sammudha chetaha.
Dharma sammudha chetaha.
Yachreyasyaad.
Yachreyasyaad.
Nishchitam bruhi tanme.
Nishchitam bruhi tanme.
Shishyasteham
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
Shadhimam
शाधिमां
Tvam Prapannam
त्वां प्रपन्नम्
Shishyasteham
शिष्यस्तेऽहं
Shadhimam
शाधिमां
Tvam Prapannam
त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
We were discussing the 22nd verse of the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What was the shloka? I think all of you must have learned it sufficiently well, by heart also. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonayevate adyandavandah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. I have a lot of feelings and imagination when I read this shloka, especially when I am poised to explain it further. Understand that Bhagavad Gita is our cultural exposition. This Bhagavad Gita has been a thought process which India developed right from immemorial times. I have told you earlier also that don't think that it's all Krishna's presentation. Krishna was presenting the thought process which had occupied, led itself to almost perfection in our land. Like all the others of Krishna's time, he also learned it. It was there, written already. But the presentation was, you can say, Krishna's. It is the case with all professors and teachers. They will teach the subjects which are already in vogue, where a lot of thinking has already been made. So the knowledge goes on evolving. When it started, we cannot say. But we can only say that Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is appearing in Mahabharatam, which was written 5,000 years ago, more than 5,000 years ago. Krishna was referring to Kathopanishad, quoting Tattvadarshis, referring to Brahma Sutra. All these he has referred to. So this thought process, how this wonderful country evolved this. See, if objective sciences have any greatness and esteem in human evaluation, then this is also a science about our life, understanding the life, trying to understand its complexities. What are the factors which constitute our life, which constitute our interaction with the world, and what are the resultant impacts of the interactions? What do they mean? Where are the interactions taking place? Where are the reactions occurring? Is there anything outside, or it is all inside? If it is inside, are we not the sole master and maker of the whole life? If so, what is the right point of view about leading our life? All these thought processes are there, and they are highly scientific. The canons, the standards for objective sciences as well as spiritual science are the same: observation and inference. Their laboratory is material. A number of gadgets are there: telescope, microscope, spectrometer, and so many other things. But we have only nature-made, God-made our own body. And within that we have a mind, intelligence and ego. This is the whole laboratory that we have. We observe just like the scientist also observes. We try to analyze our observations, arrive at conclusions. further go into the conclusions, see whether there is any scope for correction or improvement. Like that we have been doing. So it is a great voyage of knowledge that our forefathers took up and they pursued for generations before they reached the finale called Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, though it's a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, the thought processes presented in the Bhagavad Gita were already there long ago. This is actually an observation and an inference. Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkhayona evate. We get up in the morning. In sleep we have no experience. But when we get up, the very getting up opens up the experiential panorama. The moment we are lying and we open our eyes, we see the roof. Then maybe we look at the wall. Then we look at the ground. Maybe furniture items. We go to the bathroom, toilet. From then on, till we slip into sleep after 16 to 17 hours of wakefulness, intense activity, we are all experiencing. Then when we slip into sleep, 7 or 8 hours pass. No experience is particularly there. The entire wakeful world is not there. The wakeful body is not there. The wakeful mind is not there. The wakeful intelligence and ego are not there. But we have not disappeared. The I in us remains the same, intact. When we wake up, the I says, "Oh, I slept. I did not know anything. I am now wakeful." Even the sleep is thus a clear experience for us. That I did not know anything. That there was no experience for me. There was no world, there was no body. So in our experience, yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayonaya evade. The moment we wake up, open our eyes. The eyes open means objects are seen. Objects are seen. How are the objects seen? The light rays get reflected from the objects and they touch the cornea. That is how we experience objects. Is it not a contact? Yes. Every sensory organ contacts. It is the contact with the senses that generates experience for us. Suppose you have a child. How do you feel that you have a child? The eyes see the child's body. The ears hear the child's cry. If you want to touch the child, that also is available. Sometimes we smell. The child has got, new child has a smell. Then taste. Everything is sensation. The objects contact the senses. The senses do not go anywhere. Objects have to come and touch the senses. So everything is sparsha born. That is why the word samsparshaja is used. Born out of samsparsha, born out of immense, intense, deep contact. Whatever bhogaha, enjoyments are there. Whatever you feel like enjoyment, delight or revelry, which is a result of objects contacting the senses. I don't know whether you are hearing me. My dear listeners, this is an observation. This is an evaluation. This is an assessment. Throughout your life, your body remains the same. Your senses are the same. Mind is the same. Intelligence is the same. Ego is the same. Only the objects are different and various. So throughout your life, you are experiencing. And all the experiences are sensory, where the objects contact the senses. So there is no experience other than what the senses get from the objects. And this happens when touch, that contact takes place. So all the enjoyments that you have, whether it is solid food, fluid food, whatever may be in the form of sound, smell, etc., everything is samsparsha. So the delights born out of samsparsha, dukkhayovanayayevate, they are the womb of misery. I am asking every one of you, do you believe in knowledge? Do you believe in the assessment knowledge makes? Your worth is what you know. Knowledge alone is your worth. Not money, not wealth, not family, not children. Suppose you have a very good family, children, etc., but you are a fool. Then will you get any recognition even at home? So you must be knowledgeable. That knowledge is the wealth. Knowledge is the resource. And from the knowledge level, we are making an assessment. All the delights born out of the sensory contacts of objects, dukkhayovanayayevate, they are the womb of misery. Everything. When such an assessment is there before us, should we respect it? Should we not respect it? Should we not regard it? Should we not be guided by it? Knowledge lovers and knowledge guided as we are? Adyantavantaha. Every enjoyment, every delight has got a beginning and an end. He kaunteya nate suramate buddhaha. The wise man will not unduly rejoice over them. I am asking you, are you not a human, an intelligent human? Will you not be guided by knowledge? Here is a knowledge and assessment Krishna provides through his dialogue with Arjuna. Vyasadeva, by recording it, has made it available to countless number of generations in India as well as outside. Adyantavantaha kaunteya nate suramate buddhaha. Yamunacharya was a bright student. Later he became a good scholar. He encountered the court's Pandit, and the Pandit was humbled and defeated. The king gifted him half the kingdom. He sat on the throne, and somehow he continued there. For such a bright scholar as Yamunacharya was, to have continued in the throne in a blinded manner was wrong. So Ram Mishra was entrusted by his teacher to bring back Yamunacharya to his right moorings, proper moorings. So he fulfilled his mission. When the truth was pointed to him, the memory of Bhagavad Gita, the exposition of Bhagavad Gita, immediately he caught back everything. This is how knowledge works. Knowledge doesn't require any formality. It does not require any period of time. The moment you know something, that knowledge certainly acts on your mind, on your intelligence, on your senses, on everything. Not to be guided by knowledge, affected by knowledge, is an abnormal situation. So he was suddenly reminded, what I am doing is wrong. And he remained in Srirangam as a humble devotee of the Lord. In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 22, there is a verse. You are all wondering, why are there so many sannyasins in India? So many. As I talk to you, somebody in India will be taking up sannyasa formally. And what is sannyasa? Saying goodbye to the sensory objects, the sensorily delightful life. And by doing so, are they thinking of losing everything? No. They try to gain something superior. They don't look into the object world, but they look into the subject domain. I always say, the human is made to stand in between. He is surrounded by the body and the senses. The senses easily and readily reveal all the objects. The objects are infinite in nature, infinite in their variety. So gross, infinitely various objects surround him. It is in the sensory domain, outward, gross. But there is a far greater infinitude inside him. The mind is in between. There are delights available, sensory delights, but all of them will corrode the senses. By enjoying, you are tiring yourself, you are weakening yourself, you are exhausting yourself, you are aging yourself. Every object, however beautiful it is, as you enjoy it, it is taking away the energy, brilliance and power of your senses. Equally the mind. But if you turn within, you will find an absolutely subtle dimension. There will be nothing gross there. And whatever is there within the body, the inmost presence, that is eternal. It is not an object, it is the subject. As the subject, it always enthuses you. It never tires you out. It redeems you, embraces you, takes away all the fatigue, all the stress, strain. So the external things are transitory. Inside it is eternal. Now man has to choose between the two. Invariably, people fall a victim to the transitory external gross magnitude, that domain. Very rarely they turn within. So we are people who opted to float in the ecstasy the inner domain will produce and preserve. Are you following me? Don't think we are losers. We are gaining infinitude. For our enjoyment, there is no fatigue for us. There is no wear and tear for us. We are not corroded. We close our eyes, sit in a place and contemplate upon what is animating and activating the body. Our inner presence is the constant and the sole focus for us. It is not an interaction. It is, on the other hand, a contemplation. It cannot be compared to any external activity or interaction. So in the 6th chapter, it is mentioned, Yam libdhva chaparam labham manyade nadhigam tadaha yasmin stidona dukkhena gurunapi vijalyade. What is it that spiritual people get? What is it that spirituality promises or leads you to? Here is a very clear record of what Krishna told Arjuna. Yam labdhva, by gaining which, aparam labham adhigyam namanyade. Here is a treasure. If you are able to get hold of the treasure, you will find nothing superior is there at all. So where is the most superior treasure hidden? It is within our body, not outside in the world. So here is a gain, an acquisition, a possession, a treasure, by having which you will never come to know or think that there is something still superior to be had. This is the most superior. Put in simple words, what does it mean? You will be taken to a very high level of gain. There will be nothing to excel or exceed it. What more? Yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi vijalyade. After being seated in this inner treasure, in this inner platform, in this inner abode, you can still be living, acting and interacting. Once you are able to have your seat in this inner abode, yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi vijalyade. Guruna dukkhena na vijalyade. Even by the worst of sufferings, the worst of misfortunes, the worst of calamities, you will never be shaken or undone. You will not be undone, you will not be shaken, you will not be assailed, you will not be victimized, you will not be overpowered, you will not be overwhelmed. What more do you want in your life? Here is a state, an attainment, which makes you feel that there is nothing this extensive world has to give to supersede what we have, to outstrip what I have. And then the only negative factor in life is grief, misery. However big or huge the misery is, dukkha is, you will never be drowned by it. One is an interactional gain. Another is a possessional or acquisitional gain. So you will get a kind of a joy, a kind of a gain which nothing can exceed or overwhelm. Another is you will get into a state of supreme stability. You will never be shaken by anything. Now this is what spirituality proposes to give you, bestows you with. Now I will go to Kathopanishad and then recite a sloka. You know, we have several Upanishads. I think we have 140 or so, or even more. All the Upanishads have their message to give. The message is the same, but the setting in which the message is presented, that is different. In Kathopanishad, there was a man, Vajasravas by name. He was a very resourceful person. All the people who have money and wealth, they have an anxiety along with them. How to preserve so much of prosperity that we have, how to sustain it, they don't know. So they are afraid. So our Vedas say there are so many ceremonials which you can perform, which will give you some kind of a guarantee or a promise for your life. So Vajasravas got hold of one such ceremony, a yaga, and he decided to perform it. He had a son, Nachiketa by name. He was a very inquisitive boy, intelligent boy. So the father took a decision to perform a sacrifice. To perform a sacrifice is not easy at all. It needs a great deal of preparation. If an Ashwamedha Yaga has to be done, even an emperor and a Maharaja will have to strive for 1 full year to make sufficient preparations for the performance. So Vajrasava started elaborate preparations, etc. Finally, the days of the sacrifice arrived and the sacrifice began. This little boy, Nachiketa, was always accompanying the father, observing whatever was being done and trying to have perhaps his own thoughts and reflections on what he saw. The preceptors, the Ritviks have come. Huge preparations took place. Huge preparations. Many articles were gathered. Many things. And in a huge pandal, so many people are invited. The Ritviks started performing. And the most significant occasion in the performance of a yaga is gifting Brahmanas who have come there, invitedly and uninvitedly. They have to be given gifts called dana. Whenever you give dana, the sublimity of the dana is ensured provided you select the best of articles. Handle them with a lot of fervor, attention, regard. Oh, here is something that I have bought. It is to be given. As part of the ceremony I am performing, Ritviks will be there. They will make me chant mantras, sanctifying mantras from the Vedas, and I will pass the gift with a lot of humility to the recipient, requesting him to be good enough, kind enough to accept it and use it in his life. In giving thus and in the recipient receiving it also properly lies my fulfillment. This is the situation. Suppose you have to give something to somebody in this manner. You will go to the shop, buy the material. Never keep the article anywhere on the ground. Carry it exclusively and specially in a bag, keeping it in your own hand, placing it always above the floor, not in the floor on which people trample, either on a table or a raised platform. It should be done. So when the time for giving gifts came, Godana, gifting the cows is something very important and sacred. Cow has got a great place in our ceremonies. So, Vajrasava had a very good cow shed. He selected such cows which had only one horn, which had stopped lactation, would not conceive anymore. Sometimes 3 teats, not 4. Maybe one eye is blind, one leg is faulty. So all these were low to the cow shed. So he selected all of them and brought them, arrayed them, to be given with chanting of the sacred mantras from the sanctifying treasure called the Vedas. Nachiketa saw it and he was totally disheartened. What is it that my father is doing? What is he doing? This is after all a ceremony. It should be done with the best of heart, with the best of attitude, and with the best of materials. Everybody participating in the sacrifice should feel immense happiness, gratitude, and fulfillment. What is he doing? The whole exercise is wasted now. Where is the sanctity of the performance? The sincerity of my father, the Yajamana? But he could not object. He was a very wise, obedient boy. So he gently approached the father and told him, "My dear father, whom are you going to give me? To whom are you going to give me?" Vajasava instantly got angry, irritated. He did not have the good sense. "My dear son, come, Patty, why are you asking such a question? Do you find me doing anything wrong? Why is it that you say, whom are you going to give me to? Can I give you to anybody? Will you go? Is it right? This is after all a yaga. It is meant for gifting things which are movable, not children." Nothing of it. He got angry and said, what did he say? "I am giving you to God Yama," he said. Nachiketa did not speak a single word. He was very obedient. He simply decided to heed the word of his father and went to the abode of Yama. When he went there, Yama was absent. He had gone on a very special mission of a huge slaughter was there. Many people had to be killed and had to die. So he went there personally to supervise it. And it took 3 days for him to return. When he came back, he saw the brahmacharin from earth, the living brahmacharin. Generally people go to him after dropping their body. But here is a brahmachari, living brahmachari who has come. And for 3 days he starved at my door. The neglect that has taken place on the part of my palace and the palace inmates, inexcusable. Every merit I have, everything is gone by the sinful act. So he became very anxious, asked for water, washed the feet of the child, gave him some drinks, and said, "I am very sorry for what has happened. The only way I can compensate for it is to offer you 3 boons for the 3 days you were starving at my door." Nachiketa was asked to say what were the boons he wanted. First of all, he said, "With your blessing, after being instructed by you, I shall certainly go back to the earth. When I go back, my father should recognize me and receive me with warmth and fondness." Just see, the little child speaking like this. This is how our Upanishads teach. Don't you have volumes of lessons in how the little boy responded? He said, "The first boon I want is an appeased father, a non-irritable father, a loving father who would receive me extending his arms and embracing me. There should be no ill will at all. Our relationship should be just as it was earlier." He said yes. The next was the knowledge of a ritual by performing which one can attain the position and status of Yama. "How did you attain this status? Tell me the ritual." So Yama instructed him. It was a complicated one. After he told him details of the sacrifice Nachiketa had to perform if he wanted to have a similar status, Yama asked him, "Have you grasped what I said?" "Yes." "Then repeat." So this boy beautifully repeated all that Yama said. So he was very happy. Then he said, "Now you ask for the 3rd boon." Actually, the Upanishad starts from there. See how the the Upanishadic author gives you a beautiful presentation of the theme that he is going to discuss. Then he said, when people die on earth, there are two opinions prevailing for a very, very long time, right from immemorial times. When the body falls, some people say everything is over. The body alone is everything. But others are unable to accept that proposition. Though we have a body, at one point of time the body remains motionless. Apparently there is something or somebody within the body who makes the body act, function. So man is not the body, but something different, it appears. So at death, the body alone becomes unfunctional. Something different from the body, which was there already, that is not affected, that survives. Nothing is there, at death everything is lost. No something survives. These are the 2 points of view prevailing. I would like you, because you are the God of death, God of death. All the people who have died in the earth, you must have taken them. And where are you keeping them? Do you have any storehouse? Then open the storehouse and show me. So he was very particular. I am asking you this question because you are God of death. So you must be able to explain to me all about death. Yeyam prede vijigitsa manushye asti ityege nayam asti dichaige etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanam esha varastradiyaha. Out of the 3 boons, this is the 3rd boon I want. I want you to instruct me very well. And with your instruction, I want to know the truth. Is death full and final or only partial? Is there anything surviving the physical fall? If so, what is it? Where is it? How to know it? When I go back, I must have your full answer, certainly, and the authority it carries. So I will go there and tell the people so that this doubt is removed and people have clarity. You know, Yama got absolutely frightened. Are, what is this? This young boy, what is his age? And he is asking me this question. Nobody has raised this question. First time I am hearing. Disclosure of the answer would verily exterminate Yama. So he got frightened. My dear son, please don't ask me for this boon. I shall give you whatever you want. I will give you long life, 100 years. I will give you any extent of land. I will make you the emperor of the land. I will give you many people to sing and dance, to play instrumental music also. Everything will be at your beck and call. Don't press me on this boon. Spare me, he said. Singing, dancing, girls, so many things. Then the boy replies, I think this is India. India means this, not the rest. How is it that people are taking up sannyasa? Are they fools? Are they losing? All of you are prosperous and peaceful, and the sannyasins are nomads, nothing. My dear souls, the picture is different. You are fools. You are deluded. The thought of sannyasa, the sight of a sannyasin, the memory of a sannyasin, it should make you think deeply, greatly, loftily and magnificently. So this boy answers, Shobhava martyasya yadanta kaidad sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha api sarvam jivitamalpameva tavaiva vahastava nritya gide. My dear Yama, listen to me, I am a child before you. But this is the way my mind thinks. All the things that you promise me they will give. Shobhava martyasya yadanta kaidad. He addresses Yama as Antaka. Antaka. It is actually a synonym for Yama. What does it mean? He who brings about the end, Anta. For everyone, Yama is bringing the end. He destroys everybody. He takes away the life of everyone. Nobody can be erect anymore on the earth. So my dear Antaka, what is your job? To destroy everybody, and everything is under you. So he significantly and pointedly, even poignantly addresses him. Shobhava martyasya yadanta kaidad. All that you have promised me, Shobhava, the existence of these for the morrow is uncertain. Everything is transitory. Being transitory, what will live, how long, is not known. Shobhava martyasya yadanta kaidad sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja. You are giving me a lot of prosperity. Listen to music, see the beauty, be served by them. All this you are telling me. You know what is the result? The more one enjoys, the greater is the wear and tear for the senses. Suppose you use your eyes moderately. Repeatedly close it. Spend 1 hour at least in meditation. So out of the 17 or 16 hours of your wakefulness, you are giving 1 hour rest. What does it mean? Your age will be increased by 1/16. When you see, the seeing process is wearing and tearing the eyes. The hearing is causing aging to the ear. Similarly to the tongue, to the nose, to the skin. Sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja abhi sarvam jividamalpameva. Whatever you may say, compared to the infinity of time, however long we may live in this world, everything is considered to be of a small measure. Therefore, all your horses, all your song, all the cattle and other things which you are promising me to give, let them be in your own safe custody, he said. I think this sloka and this episode, every one of you should remember. You should narrate it to your children, friends and well-wishers also. This is an evaluation made by our country right from immemorial times. And this is sung by the great, heard by the would-be great, taught by the excellent people, masters of wisdom. Masters of wisdom. Shobhava martyasya yadantagaidad sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja abhisarvam jividamalpameva tavaiva vahastava nritya gide. Ever since I learned this verse years back, it was always in my mind. Suppose you chant it, relish it, cherish it, you know what will happen? Dispassion will go on growing in leaps and bounds. Dispassion makes you courageous, determined, resolute, steadfast, committed, exclusive. Is this not what Krishna says in the 22nd verse? Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayonaya evade. Whatever delights are there, arising from the contact of the senses with the objects, understand them to be the womb of misery. The intelligent man, the wise man, the discreet individual never delights in them. His delight has to be different. His delight cannot be the objects. His delight has to be the subject, the I, the self, the imperishable presence in your body, the immovable, the unshakable, the eternal, the stable. Nitya sarvagadasthanu ajaloyam sanadana. In this way he has sung in the Gita. Now we go to the 23rd verse of 5th chapter. Shaknoti haiva yassodhum prak sharira vimokshanad Kaama Krodhodbhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi naraha. I tell my devotees, disciples and visitors and the others, when we have time to discuss and they ask me some questions, there are a few verses in Bhagavad Gita, each of which is sovereign, supreme, complete, comprehensive and final. You don't have to look into any other verse. That verse, if you can apply and actualize, you will have whatever you want. The realization of the self, Brahmajnana, liberation, everything will be had. This is one such verse. Shaknoti gaiva yassodhum prak sharira vimokshanad Kaama Krodhodbhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi naraha. You cannot have a postponement. The effort has to be here and now. The attainment also has to be here and now. You cannot distribute it over several births. Many people will say, at least in my second life, I have to become a member of this ashram. I would like to become a sannyasi. Why don't you become now? Who told you that there is a next birth? In that case, what is the number of this birth? Is there anybody who can say, this is the 10th janma I am taking, this is the 113th janma? Anybody has said it? Krishna has already said, many times I have been born, you are also born, everybody is getting born. Because the soul is only one, only bodies are many. All bodies are with reference to the same soul. So this soul was born in several bodies. Born means what? Associated with several bodies. It is like the same expansive sea water becoming several waves. So recite this sloka. Shaknoti haiva yasodhum.
Shaknoti haiva yasodhum.
Shaknoti haiva yasodhum.
Shaknoti haiva yasodhum.
Praksharira vimokshanad.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Praksharira vimokshanad.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Kaama Krodhodbhavam vegam.
Kaama Krodhodbhavam vegam.
Sayuktaha sasukhi naraha.
Sayukta sasukhi naraha.
Sayukta sasukhi naraha.
Sayukta sasukhi naraha.
It's a complete proposition. There is no self mentioned here, nor God also mentioned here. He says, that person is a yoga yukta. That person has achieved the goal of yoga sadhana. He has become a yoga yukta. Sukhi naraha. He has become the most happy human. He has become who shaknoti haiva yasodhum praksharira vimokshanad kama krodhodbhavam vegam. Praksharira vimokshanad. Before the body is left, before the body falls. So the time limit is very clear. Before you die, the body falls. Shaknoti haiva yasodhum. Yaha, whoever, iha eva, here itself, in this life itself, living in the present body, upon this earth, sodhum shaknoti, who is able to forbear. What? Forbear. Forbear what? When you use the word forbear or forbearance, it means there is something difficult to and hard to bear. So you have to somehow forbear it. So this forbearance should be possible. Shaknoti, you become powerful, resourceful, patient, determined and wise enough. Samadukha sukham dhiram somratatvaya kalpade, he said. There also he had mentioned. Yam hinam vyadhayandyeve purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram. Who is not afflicted and tormented by these transitory coming and going sukhadukhas, that man is fit for liberation, he said in the second chapter. There he was using another word, that's all. Yam hina vyathayandyeve, whose mind is not afflicted by. Here he is using, you have to forbear the urge produced by passion and prejudice, attraction and repulsion, love and hate, pleasant and unpleasant. All are dvandvas. And these dvandvas are equally experienced by the same mind. So our mind can experience pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain are opposed to each other. So if the same mind can experience both, what does it mean? The mind is such that it is able to withstand both. Otherwise, how can one after the other be there? Kama Krodhodbhavam Vegam. The urge emerging from Kama and Krodha. Love and hatred. So whoever is able to Kama Krodhodbhavam Vegam Sodhum iha eva shaknodi. When? What is the time limit? Prak sharira vimokshanad. Before the body that you have, the present body, falls. So within this very life, you must be able to have this achievement. If you are able to achieve it, sayuktaha, sasukhi naraha, you become yogically integrated. Your personality becomes integrated by yoga. And you become the most comfortable and happy human. What do you say? Now I ask you a question. Are the Kama Krodhas to be encouraged, multiplied and intensified? Or the Kama Krodhas are to be sublimated, weakened, made lighter and lighter? It is a very, very important decision in your life. Am I given to indulge in Kama and Krodha, or am I supposed to be forbearing them and making them extinct? A very simple thought. Is my mind going to be a breeding ground for Kama Krodha, or is my mind supposed to be serene, as a result of which Kama Krodhas will be equally forborne and sublimated? Every time they come, they will become less sharp, they will become less dense, they will become lighter and lighter, feebler and feebler, tenderer and tender. See, it is a shift in emphasis. Am I going to breed, encourage and multiply Kama Krodhas, or am I going to forbear and sublimate them? You take a decision, I will sublimate. Every incidence of Kama Krodhas will sublimate you, and they will be sublimated. You will no more fear them, because our mind has got the capacity and the strength to deal with any kind of an emotion. We are not alone the mind, we are also the intelligence, and we are the I which is superior to everything. I have explained during the course of my talk, I believe, that you have within your body infinite power and strength. Infinite power and strength. Such strength that the whole external universe doesn't have. The universe is inert, but you are sentient. That sentience means indescribably great. Shaknodi haivaya sodhum prak sharira vimokshanad Kama Krodhodbhavam Vegam sayuktasya sukhi naraha. Now, I want to refer to some of the verses which I have discussed earlier. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischaran atmavashyair vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchadi. This is 2nd chapter, 64th verse. What is mentioned there? You cannot say my senses should not work. Eyes open and close. They go on winking, blinking. Ears are always open. Any sound nearby will be heard by it. And you will eat. Many things are available. Smell also will be there. Touch also will be there. So what is the right way to live? Is it to close all these organs? Not at all. Can you remove the objects from the world? No. So what should be done? Go to a deeper level in your mind level. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaishara. With the same senses, you interact with the objects of the world. But in the course of the interactions, you should make sure that ragadveshas do not become the motivation. Do not do anything because you desire, and do not dislike anything because you hate. Your love and hate should not be the motivation for you to work. In all your interactions, never be subjected to raga and dvesha, kama and krodha. Keeping raga-dveshas away, if you can interact with the sensory objects in this world, atmavashyayi vidheyatma. The senses as well as the emotions will be under your control, not that you are under them. Vidheyatma. This is possible by developing your qualities, getting the right insight in time. This is where a guru counts. You cannot think all of it yourself. So you go to somebody who will think for you, and you have the benefit of his thinking. Vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchadi. That person attains a state of prasada, pleasantness, placidity of the mind. I don't know whether you are following me. It is not a control or even a moderation that is called for. It is, on the other hand, sufficient measure of discretion, as a result of which you will be able to keep away the undue attraction and repulsion motivating your actions. For the sake of an attraction, don't do anything. For the sake of a detraction, don't get away from anything. Sometimes parents scold the children. Do you think they scold the children because they hate them? So I call it raising the voice. They show some irritation, that's all. A parent cannot dislike the child. It is his child, good, bad or indifferent. In the same manner, you must have a procedure or a methodology by virtue of which you will be able to employ your senses, but without raga and dvesha behind. If you do this much, atma vashyer vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchadi. Your senses and mind become under your control and you will attain prasada. Normally we go to the temple and seek some prasada from the priest. Prasada is something that you should generate in your mind and preserve. Now this is the way to generate and preserve. In the 3rd chapter, verse number 34 says, Indriyasya arthe ragadveshau vyavastidau tayorna vashamagachet tau hyasya paribandhinau. Indriyasya arthe means what? Upon each object of every sense. Ragadveshahu vyavastidau. Attraction and repulsion are kept on every sensory object. Tayorna vashamagachet. Do not come under their sway. Tau hyasya paribandhinau. They are the stark enemies in your life. So what counts here? It's a question of understanding that matters. Raga and dvesha are emotional urges operating in the mind of man. One should not be subdued by them. Spend some time and understand the nature of things. Raga and dvesha are the stark enemies for everyone. We think that the enemies are outside. No, the enemies are inside. In the second chapter he said, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukhadukkadaha agamapayino anityaha tan tidikshasva bharata. This one shloka, it means everything. Matra sparshaha means sense object contacts. He kaunteya shitoshna sukhadukkadaha. They always bring about shita and ushna, cold and heat. Our sukhadukhas are, only one definition can be given to them. They are mutually opposites. There is nothing like a uniform happiness for all. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukhadukkada. When there is a contact between the sense and the object, either shita or ushna like sukhadukhas are there. Agamapayino anityaha tan tidikshasva bharata. They come and go. They come and go. They are transitory. They are fleeting, and therefore impermanent. Tan tidikshasva. Learn to forbear them. When you learn to forbear them, every instance of sukhadukhas makes you more tolerant, more tolerant, more tolerant, more tolerant. Let us stop now. Now all these are independent verses. The one I was discussing was very, very important. It shows what is spirituality. Where is it to be practiced? Is it to be practiced in the forest or in the plains? And by whom? Is it by the oldest people who have become useless in the world? Or is it by the young children, kids who do not know to think properly? It is for the active man, the interactive man, the young person, married or unmarried, on whom some kind of a mission is there. Everyone is expected to do something here, and he is doing also. So this attitude will completely change your perception. A small measure of this understanding will simply change the nature of man. Let us stop. See, I am wondering whether you are really getting into the message that I am presenting through these Bhagavad Gita verses. You should understand that this is an analysis of life, an analysis of the world in which you are living. Do you know that everything in our life is depending upon our experience? Experience is the ground of everything in our life. You call this a world. World. What does it mean? Can you define this world? World is what we experience. We experience the world. We are the people who come first, and the world is experienced by us, not that the world experiences us. So, how many beautiful statements and assessments are there in Bhagavad Gita? Why don't you make it a part of your life and tell everybody about it? It's a matter of knowledge. It comes under education. We are sending our children to schools and colleges only to gain knowledge. Only to gain knowledge. And this is knowledge. The academicians and in academic centers, object knowledge alone is taught. But this is knowledge about the subject part of our personality. Knowledge itself is of the intelligence. So what a beautiful analysis is there. So many verses are there where there is no reference to either the soul or God. Absolutely independent statements. The verse I discussed was that Shaknodi haivaya sodhum prak sharira vimokshanad Kaama and Krodha bhavam vegam sayuktasya sukhi naraha. Do you want to be a happy person? Do you want to have an integrated personality? Then this is the way. Who will not aspire to have this? So I think you should listen to these talks, if necessary, over and over again, and then assimilate it properly, make it a part of your personality. Let it run parallel to you. Bhagavad Gita should run parallel to your mind. Think about it. Think about it. What a wonderful thought process. How is it that our ancients were able to evolve this kind of a process, pursue it, take it to a level of perfection and preserve it over countless millennia? Don't you have any regard for them? Are you not proud to belong to such a country, such a heritage? Let me stop. Samvedya varjitamanottamameghamadyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahida kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamethya shamodidashri kurvan akartrapadamethya shamodidashri. Hari, Hari, Hari. We shall have the conclusional Omkara and then disperse. Okay.